What's up, YouTube? This is Talking Crazy 88. Back again with another podcast for you. Another late Friday night on the balcony. Cigar of the weekend, cigar of the evening is Arturo Fuente Maduro cigar. I'm gonna fire this bad boy up before I start to cook. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Friday evening? Hope everybody's doing very well. Hope you enjoyed your week. I know it was a long week for me, a long work week for me, but I didn't get a lot done. I was supposed to make 2 doctor's appointments, so gotta go get my colonoscopy. Gotta get that done. I should have got it done 10 years ago when I turned 40. I was always told to do it at 50, but I should have did it when I was 40, 45. But it's more important. It's more important to get that done, fellas. I know I preach about it, and I got to practice what I preach, but I want you all around for a long, long time. I want you to outlive me. That means if I turn 100, I want y'all to outlive me about 2 or 3 years. Alright. I'll fire this bad boy up. Not bad. Not a bad pull. A little bit smoky. I like it. I like it. I like the flavor of it. Let me tell you something. This is a grown man way to relax. A grown man's hobby is cigars, man. Chicks are into it too, but it's a grown man's hobby, man. It's a grown man's hobby. Took part of it when I turned 50. Never had a cigar before. I had one. My boy hooked me up, man. Been hooked ever since. I'm not addicted to it or anything like that. I usually smoke mine on either a Friday night or a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon. And I'm usually smoking one when I'm talking to y'all, to the fellas. Man, we had a long week. Fun and hijinks in black society, as far as black men concerned. Black men are taking L's this week, man, I tell you. I mean, except for Sterling Sharp, who's probably one of the classiest men to ever go into the Hall of Fame. He should have went in years ago, but the sports writers were just dicking around, but high sighing and bull jiving. There's plenty of good players, great players that should be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe it's a good thing that Sterling Sharp got in. Got in right after his brother did. Shannon Sharp. Now that's the man of the hour that I want to talk about. Now after he gave away a percentage of his net worth to a hoe. I mean, his reputation has been damaged, and I want to preach that to all of y'all black men out there. I know in the past live streams I preached that a black man's reputation should be guarded with his own life. See, I have a reputation. And it's not really that, and it's not as bad as everybody thinks it is. I've never been in prison. I never committed a crime. I've never never did any irreparable harm. I've never been dishonest. I've never been part of no scheme to cheat people out of their money. I never conned anybody. Just a regular guy. I'm just a regular old guy. I wouldn't say I'm a good guy, but I have a good reputation. And if anybody knows me, knows that I have a good reputation. I'm not known to be chasing around bitches because well, let me just say this about bitches. It's never good to have a bitch around you 24 hours a day. It's never good to also open yourself up to a bitch. Because any moment that you harm her, or she believes that she's harmed, she will use all that information against you. She will use that information against you, and your reputation will be tarnished. Like Mr. Sharp. Now, not only he gave away his fortune to this bitch, he lost his job at ESPN. I felt bad for him because I thought he was going to keep his job at ESPN, or he was going to be on hiatus for a little while, or they were going to take care of him. But needless to say, if you're a black man, if you're a heterosexual black man, and you're involved in any controversy over a white woman, they're not going to look the other way, people. And that's why this is a cautionary tale that you should, as a black man, you should protect yourself at all times. Not just with white women, with black women, Asian women, Hispanic women. You should always protect your reputation. You should always protect yourself against these bitches because they're here to hurt you. They're not here to help you. It's very rare that you find a woman that's willing to work with a man who has nothing, and work with him until he turns into a millionaire. You know who does that? White women and white men. I gotta tell you a story. When I was down at the bar down in South Carolina, I ran into this elderly couple, white man, white woman, elderly couple. And I had a chat with them on how they met, and they were from an old mining town out in Pennsylvania, western Pennsylvania, right? All right. So when they were young, they were virtually seen as poor white trash. That's what we would regard them. But you want to know what they did? You know what he did? He went into the military, came back, bought houses, married his wife, his current wife right now. And they had children and grandchildren, and they amassed a fortune where they can just travel around the country and just hang out. Now, you know this elderly couple, especially this woman, wanted to adopt me as their own son, a 50-year-old son. I keep in touch with them from time to time just to see how they're doing. But that's what I mean. That's what's missing today is family. Because black women don't want to have a family, right? They don't want to have a family. They don't want to have a family. They don't want to have a family with a black man. They don't want to have that family dynamics with a black man because they don't want to leave. They don't want to see the men in their lives succeed, to surpass them, to do better than them. The white women, they don't mind. They don't mind if their man leaves. They don't mind if their man gets up and go to work every goddamn day. She will encourage them. She will encourage him. Whatever idea that they bring to the house, she will encourage him. But let me go ahead and circle back to Shannon Sharpe. Now this man in his 60s, playing around with these young girls. And it doesn't matter if she was white, black, Hispanic, whatever. It was a young 20-year-old girl. 20-year-old woman, immature woman. Some say it's weird. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. But you're sloppy with it. He was sloppy with it. He didn't want to pay in the front end. Instead, he's going to pay heavily in the back end. Whenever you're dealing with women, you're going to pay. It cost him his fortune. It cost him his job at ESPN. And it cost them sponsorships and for his podcast, Club Shade Shade and Nightcap. It cost them a lot. It cost them $100 million podcast deal. You know, if somebody would present me with $100 million, I say, fuck all y'all hoes. Somebody came to me right now talking crazy. We would like to sponsor you we would like to give you a $100 million contract for 10 years to keep doing what you're doing. With just your cell phone and pointing it at the skyline. And you know what I would say? Man, fuck all these hoes. And whatever hoes that was in my past, I'll send a private investigator over there to find these bitches, hand them over an envelope and an NDA that, bitch, this is the money, I'm giving you the money, shut the fuck up, don't say shit. Don't say shit. But I don't know who was giving Shannon Sharpe that advice to settle. Because he lost. He was better off just fighting it out. He would have maintained his reputation, whatever was going on. Like Johnny Depp did. He fought. And won. My point is, my brothers, your reputation is who you are. Alright? Now, like I said, I was guilty of it. I almost lost my reputation on the job. Fucking with hoes. You know, being that coon on the job in the faces of these women. When all they're there to do is just do whatever bullshit job that they're supposed to be doing and get the fuck out. That should have been my mentality. Thank God I didn't get caught up in no bullshit sexual harassment. I didn't catch a case. I didn't get fired because of a bitch. Thank God. But some of your brothers out there, it's not easy. You know, you had it hard on the job because you were fucking with those hoes instead of paying attention to what your job is. Paying attention to what you're supposed to be doing on the job. Maintaining your reputation that you're supposed to have a good, when you go into a job, you're supposed to have a good reputation. You're supposed to come in, do your job, do what's asked of you, come on time, do what's asked of you, do what's asked of you on the job, go home, get your check, and get the fuck home, go home, and enjoy the weekend where you can chase women on that's not on the job. Because like I said, there's like 4 billion women out there, and you gotta chase after some tired-looking bitches on the job. See, black men, we gotta maintain our reputation, and we gotta have standards. That's not taught to these young men nowadays. We don't have standards. We don't have standards for our career. We don't have standards in our education. We don't have standards in the women that we pick. We don't have standards. All y'all doing is picking a girlfriend based off their titties and ass. Yo, she got a big booty. Let me give her her number. And then when you go ahead, hit that, and then she comes out 9 months pregnant, and you figure out, oh man, I don't like the bitch. That's because you don't have standards. You don't have standards at all. Me, nowadays, I have standards. I'm very particular who I approach, who I date. Okay? I gotta be seen with that bitch. You don't mind being seen with a Quasimodo looking bitch. That's what I notice y'all brothers are. Y'all some nasty motherfuckers, man. I'll be fucking anything. And you wonder why you got STIs all over the place. Down in Houston, all these women having STIs because they're sharing the same man. All women are sharing the same man. That's what the T app is all about. Y'all, these bitches up here running around talking about the same man. The 80-20 rule. I've been meaning to talk about that last week. But that's what y'all women do. That's what women do. Y'all share the same man. All of y'all. And it's just black women. Black women don't have any standards, and black men don't have any standards. Well, let me take that back. Black women have too high of a standard, and black men have no standards. Because let me just say this: black men, as a black man, we are the trash. We are the trash. We accept the trash of every other race of women, including our own. We take anybody and anything. Any situation. She could be half crazy. We'll still be with her. She could be a baby mama. We'll still be with her. She could be raggedy as a roach. We will still be with her. And because I have standards, I got rid of that bitch that asked me for $1,000 to go to bartending school. After 3 weeks of knowing this bitch. I knew she was raggedy. I knew she was useless to me. You gotta ask yourself, fellas. And this is what I mean by standards, man. Is this woman gonna be your cheerleader in your life? Is she gonna help you become a millionaire? All right? Is she doing things to sabotage your career, your life? If she does anything stupid to sabotage your life plans, your life goals, it's all about her. But biblically, it's always about the man. The woman always should follow the man, not the other way around. I know, I was out of order too. I was way out of order. I was out of order, fellas. So I'm not just saying, I'm not just whistling Dixie over here. But I grew up, man. I grew up into a mature man, a mature 51-year-old man. I like this. You know what? I love this Arturo Fuente. I love how it burns. I love how it's pull. The taste of it is light. It's actually a light cigar. This is how I like it. And smoke is heavy, but everything else is light, man. So anyway, is she the cheerleader in your life? Is she helping you become the man that you're supposed to be? Is she helping you live up to your potential? See, I had to get rid of bitches like that because they didn't. That's why I'm still single. And at this point in my life, I have no intentions of getting married. Getting married to who? For what? For what? Let me tell you something. If I get married to somebody right now, it's not a good thing, man. Especially a bitch my age. Or slightly younger. What am I going to do with a woman? What am I going to do with a 45-year-old woman? What am I going to do with a 50-year-old woman? Let's be realistic, people. This woman is going to have, if she has children, she's going to have grandchildren. What are you going to be? You're not only going to be a stepdaddy, you're going to be a step granddaddy. Seriously? Love and marriage is a young man's game. And black men, all I'm telling you right now, don't make that mistake I made. Okay? Don't make the mistake that I've made. There's nothing wrong with having a family. But you want to know something? With a black woman, that's hit or miss, man, I tell you. Because me and my buddies and I at the bar, we talked about this. They were like looking at me crazy, like they were applauding me for going through 51 years without having any children, with no strag. See, all of the brothers that I met at the bar, that I ran into at the bar, were my boys. They're all married. They're all were with strags. They were baby mamas. They were never married, except one of my boys. One of my boys, he was married to his ex, and she was a bitch. She turned out to be a bitch. I didn't go into it, and I didn't ask him, well, what happened? Maybe one of these days he'll tell me, but I'm not going to ask. That's not my business. I don't get in people's business like that. That's my brother from another mother, but I'm here to listen. But man, Shannon Sharp taking L's. And I don't want black men to take L's. I want y'all to win in life. This is a lesson. This should be a lesson that all black men should learn. Take notes. When you make it up there, it doesn't even have to see. You're pushing right now, brothers, man. Y'all working at Walmart pushing shopping carts, right? But there's going to be a time that you're going to move up and become a general manager of Walmart. Okay? Are you going to have that woman right by your side helping you become regional manager? Or are you just going to be playing around, tricking off at the strip clubs? Getting caught up in some bullshit with a bitch on a job. Trying to proposition you so she can get favors. Because you're the top dog at Walmart. See, if you're on top, man, you should never let a strag. You shouldn't have any strag near you. And that was Shannon Sharp's mistake. He let a strag near him, an OnlyFans bitch. She got too close. You don't want none of these bitches too close to you. Keep it as far away from you as possible if she's a strag. Because you gotta remember, all women mean harm. All of them mean harm to you at some level. Now, the regular smuggler bitches, they'll mean harm to you if you fuck around on them. If you fuck them over. And I'm gonna be real with you. If you fuck them over, that's when the claws come out, fellas. But that's what I mean. When I say all women mean you harm. I don't care who she is. Hold on a minute. I don't want to cook too much because I got a lot to say tomorrow on the Balcony Chronicles. What are you on here? Oh shit! Hold on, let me see what's going on. Beautiful Westing. All right, my man. All right, thank you so much for the kind words. East Coast, baby. Like I said, all women mean you harm. You don't believe me? Ask Brian Banks. Learn from Merlin Santana. Oops, these were all black women that fucked over another black man. It wasn't a white woman. It wasn't a salsa bunny. It wasn't a snow bunny. It wasn't a salsa bunny. Okay? It wasn't an egg foo young bunny. It wasn't a chicken masala bunny as well. All right? It wasn't none of these women. That's just two that I named off the top of my head. They got fucked over by a black woman. Shannon Sharp, he got fucked royalty over by a white woman. Got him for his loot. So like I said, all women fuck over men. If you allow, see, black men, we're the easiest to get fucked over because we have no protection. Right? We don't have nobody watching our backs, man. All we doing is running around chasing tail. That's what this country Bama did. Let's note the two contrasts of the brothers, Sterling Sharp, Shannon Sharp. Sterling Sharp, he was on NFL Countdown for a little while, and he sat his ass down. Didn't hear hide or hit. He's out in Georgia playing golf all day long, every day. Retired. He probably have wife, kids, and grandchildren. While his little brother running around acting like a fucking teenager at 60 years old. Trying to be Hollywood. That's what that was all about. All y'all motherfuckers out there saying he's gay. I mean, look, let me just say this, man. If you spending time on another man's sexuality, something's wrong with you. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't give a fuck if you're a dick sucker, taking any of that shit. I don't give a fuck. That ain't my business. That ain't my life. I can give two fucks about it. Okay? Here's the point of the matter is, it appears he's not gay because he got fucked over by a woman. Chasing some tired ass OnlyFans chick, a struggle chick. Now let me go ahead and talk about y'all motherfuckers that be supporting these tired, raggedy ass bitches that show off their goodie, their cash and prizes on OnlyFans. You gotta be sorry. You gotta be one sorry ass motherfucker to subscribe to some tired ass bitch to see her titties and ass on video. She may talk to you for a few minutes. She may talk to you and try to get more money out of you. I don't recognize the game, man. Them bitches are gaming you. And those OnlyFans models, quote unquote models, they're only seeking attention from higher end men, higher earning men, celebrities. So those Instagram models, they're the ones that be tricking on these bitches. I ain't telling you what to do. You don't have to go out with regular women. Go overseas, find out what's going on over there, what's popping. If you're making $30,000, $40,000 here, get your ass on a plane, go on out there on vacation and find out what's going on over there, overseas. I would rather spend my money getting my rocks off with a foreign woman than paying $15 to $50 a month subscribing to a hoe that I'm never going to see in person. I'm never going to see these women. But I mean, that's a personal problem. That's a person that don't know how to get any pussy. Okay? And this is what you do to try to get pussy from somebody, trying to gain somebody off of the internet, off of OnlyFans, off of Instagram, hell, even off of Facebook. But that's the black man's reputation. We're chasing tail all the damn time. We're not focused on our job. We fumble the bag. That's our reputation. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Shannon Sharp. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sharp. Okay? All you have to do is listen to Monique and sit your ass down. See, this is what I'm talking about. If he had a woman in, look, like Killer Mike. Let's talk about Killer Mike, the rapper. He has that's a very good example of a woman turning a multi-thousandaire into a multi-millionaire. You know how much praise he gave this woman by saying, man, I don't know if I should buy these apartment buildings up and down in Atlanta. She said, nigga, you better buy that apartment building. That's what I mean, brothers. This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. You should always have a woman that's your cheerleader and your advisor. That she has a brain in her head, that she has sense. A helpmate. And I'm sure he didn't go after her for her titties and ass. And I'm sure that's more what she brought more than that to the table. See, that's how I got fucked up and fucked over 25 years ago. Dealing with some punk, dealing with some raggedy bitches. Falling in love with a raggedy bitch who fucked me over at the end. And it was a black woman. Okay? Who knows where I would have been if I had found that woman that had sense and a sense of direction, where she want to go and where she sees where I want to go. Who sees my vision. Okay? And can talk me out of stupid shit that I'm gonna do. That will adversely affect not only my life, but her life. And the lives of my children. Who knows? Right? Now in your 20s, you can just date around, fuck around, but see, and I think it's not just black folks. I think all women want to play around until it's too late. All men and women want to play around until it's too late. Arrested development. And it's common among black folks, the black community. We don't. Yeah. And you can include me into that set because I was hella immature in my 20s, in my 30s. Because people, let me just say this: you're gonna get old, and the people around you are gonna get older. Your mama is gonna get older. Your daddy's gonna get older. Your grandparents are going to die off. People that you know along the way that you met, your friends, hell, even some of your family members, they're going to die off. And there's going to be a time where you're going to be the last man standing. And I dated a woman who was the last in her family, in her immediate family. She had nieces and nephews and everything else, but she was the last in her family. All of her brothers and sisters and mom and dad are gone. And that's reality. Playtime, there's going to be a time when playtime is over. And I was just listening to the replay of Game Changers 010001. I think that's what it is, but he was talking, it was a very interesting program broadcast about black women having children after 40, skipping a generation to have children. When in your 40s and 50s, you should be grandparents. You should have 20-year-old children, 30-year-old children about to get married and have children of their own. It's a shame that black folks, including myself, have that arrested development. But we always want to blame our parents. We always want to blame, I was born and raised with a single mom or a single dad. My mom and my dad never got together, never got married. But that's where the arrested development comes in, because we don't have that sense of family anymore. It's not a bad thing, folks. It's not a bad thing at all. Consider it. Because I was telling my mom's best friend, her son, while he was in his mid 20s, trying to figure it out. I told him I was sipping on Hennessy, and I was telling white Hennessy, and I was just telling him, look, hey man, it's a beautiful thing, man, getting married. I wish I had done it. And look at him now. Just about 2 years ago, he got married, had his own family. But I'm not going to go in on the choice of his spouse, because that's that man's wife. And I'm going to leave it alone. And say to each his own. Let me see what's going on over here. All right, I'm 43 minutes in. Let me go ahead and cut this short. I got shit to do tonight. And I don't want to keep y'all too long. And I'm just going to finish up this cigar and enjoy the rest of my evening, and I'll be back tomorrow with the Balcony Chronicles. All right, I got a lot to talk about then. I got a lot to talk about tomorrow on Saturday. All right, now listen. Let me get on out of here. This is Talking Crazy 88, and I am out of here. And black men, let's be careful out there. All right.